Portland International Raceway in beautiful Portland, Oregon. And it's a lot different from the two tracks we went to before, VIR and Mosport in Canada. There's no elevation changes, it's real flat, which forces all the drivers to really up their game and really extract every ounce out of the car that we can.
This is when the real racing begins. The winner of the last two races has gotten 30 points. Second place has gotten 24 points. Third place has gotten 20 points. Now we're getting ready to double those. If the top three don't do very well in this race, you could go from last to first. If you don't finish a race or something happens to you, it's really, really gonna hurt you.
Hey, grab a tire pressure.
My name is Liam Kenny. I'm 16. Just got my license a week and 4 days ago, so been racing cars for the last 11 years. I started out in go-karts and progressed through the levels. Went through the international levels of karting into Formula cars when I was 13. I'm homeschooled. Obviously, it cuts out a lot of the social aspects of life. That makes it tough, but when you're dedicated to the sport, it really doesn't matter.
Right above the fender. Right here. Probably a couple things that separate me from some of the other racers in the series, just because I've had a little more experience in life, and life experience helps. I was in college in 2001 when September 11th happened, and I figured what better time to show that you're a man and step up and serve your country than when your country really needs you. So I went to Iraq and ended up driving fuel tankers and water tankers and supply tankers with food and supplies for all the infantry guys, and kind of made the fight be able to happen. We would go out on water missions, fuel missions, delivering out on Iraqi roads where there's bombs laid in the middle of the roads every single day. It teaches you to not let the pressure get to you. When you're on the racetrack or whether you're in a war zone, you need to be able to put your nerves on the back burner and focus on the task at hand.
We're all in this for the championship. If somebody's forcing me really hard and it's a case of a risk of crash, I may take the second place because the points now are absolutely crucial. So I have to kind of find that balance of aggression and common sense.
Past the halfway mark now. Rookie lap number 13 as they go by the start-finish line. Liam Kenny has now got a tag team match on his hands as the second and third place cars, Josh Hurley and Mark Pombo, are lined up in a slipstream using these two long straightaways here at Portland International Raceway to try to run down the number 35 car.
I blew the start. I got back up to third, and I really had to speed through the fast sections. I really had to speed coming out onto the straightaways. I just couldn't draft by them.
As they came around through the festival, up over the FIA curving on two right wheels and stayed up there. Pombo very badly wants to take over second place from Kenny. He has not been able to do it.
I came out at the last turn onto the front straightaway like probably an inch from Liam's bumper. So I was literally probably within a foot of his bumper, and he hit the brakes a little earlier than I thought, so I pulled out to avoid hitting him and going into that turn. I overshot a little bit and got into the side of Hurley, but then coming around that next turn, Liam just tapped my left rear, I think. I mean, I'm not gonna say what happened, I don't really know.
We were right on top of each other the whole time. He kept inching in towards the line again, and that's where I was. Eventually, he just clipped my front end and spun himself off of me. When you're racing in that kind of situation, what can you expect?
And here comes our race winner. He survived the storm. A great battle. 4 different leaders. Black number 11. The athlete's performance of Josh Hurley going to be the winner. Second place is going to be Liam Kenny. So it is Hurley, Kenny, and Yurka, the 11, the 35, and the 5 in a fantastic finish for the Volkswagen Jetta TDI Cup.
I'm so elated, it's beyond words. As soon as I saw the checkered flag, I'm still a little bit choking up, but I was pretty close to tears on that last lap.
Let's give it up for Josh Hurley!
I took some lessons I learned earlier in the season about learning to recognize when you're letting the emotions get the best of you and just take a second, step back, think about what's going on, be a little more patient, and it really played out. And that's what this series is here to do, is to teach drivers like myself how to move up.
You know, I was watching it from turn 1, the chicane. From there, it looked like a really good race. Lots of overtake, and then everybody giving each other the space that they needed. I don't know what happened at the end. There was a yellow, you know. Mark went off, he got spun out.
I don't really know how it's all going to work out. All I know is that right now, I make $100 a day at my job as an accountant. I put everything I had to show up here. That accident really put me behind the 8 ball to where I had already taken out loans to do what I was doing. My credit card's maxed out. I don't have any money. Going into work after you blew $7,500 in a 2-second crash and working for a week and making $500 can be pretty downing pretty quickly.
All the drivers remember every turn of every race. And there's 2 or 3 guys out here, I'll be honest with you, they have a target.
Park Raceway, 4th race of the Jetta TDI Cup. I'm eager as heck to go this weekend. I can't wait to get out on the track for qualifying.
I came around the track and I was like, man, the car feels really bad. So I came in the pits. I asked them if there's something wrong with the front tire, and they looked down, there were bubbles everywhere.
I don't know what we're gonna do tomorrow. Is the tires just gonna get ripped up?
Tire management, man.
Take it easy. Yeah, all right. This is called delamination. Once this happens, not only do you get a real bad vibration, it also causes that tire to lose huge amounts of grip. We'll have to work a little bit with air pressure to figure out a way to keep the tire from delaminating.
We just wanted to let you guys know that we put all the pressures of the front tires are now up to 26.
Jan is going to go out in the taxi car, and we're doing some different tire pressures front and rear. Halfway through, we're also going to do a chassis adjustment to it. And if that is the direction that we want to go in, we're going to do it across the board to everybody.
All right, here we go.
Lime Rock is the first track where tire management has become an issue. And so many drivers are quick to point out the tire. I mean, look at Michael Danino on the pole. Take a look at his tire. Not a single blister on it. I now more than ever believe it's not necessarily the tire, it's the driver. The drivers that are smooth conserve their tires.
Very challenging. It was good. I enjoyed that.
Jan's in blue. He's going to be your base mark. Obviously, no issues with his tires at all.
My speed at the front straightaway was the same as any of you guys. You guys have got more lock on the exit of the corner than I have in the middle of the corner. I'm driving the car out. My wheels are following the road, they're following the car. You guys on the exit, you know, the car's going that way, the wheels are going that way, and you're pushing the wheels over the, you know, over the tarmac. That's what you're doing. I don't know if you think that it's faster, but it's not. And in the long run, the tires will not last. So, what I was doing here was faster than what all of you were doing.
My name's Chris Castagna from South Boston, Massachusetts. Not really big on the motorsports there, but I've been racing for 10 years. I did a little Porsche racing and some skip arbor, just amateur stuff. Basically, this is my last real pull at going pro in racing, and if I don't, I kind of have to get a real job, and I'm not looking forward to that.
I've really been thinking a lot about changing how I'm going to drive the races. Maybe I was just getting, you know, too emotional behind the wheel. It was really about being patient, which is kind of not what I've been doing.
Standing start in the Volkswagen Jetta TDI Cup, and here we go. Michael Danino from his pole position leads the field down to turn 1.
Some of the guys here are really, really fast, but they've thrown the cars off the road every year.
Well, we already see a spin there, and that was Adam Kretschmer.
I think you're starting to see some bad blood between some drivers, mainly because they put on that helmet and suddenly they don't think anymore. Got 2 or 3 wide, just smash each other.
Oh, and a problem for Derek Jones in the 42.
Boy, Jones got lucky. He didn't go all the way over there.
I lost a lot of faith in a lot of people today.
I was a lot more conservative at the beginning of the race. I figured if I draft for first place, I'll get away from third and fourth. And it worked, just perfect timing.
Castagna with the move. Does he make it stick?
He gets it done there.
Castagna's in front of me, but not way in front of me right now in points. So yeah, I had a chance with 2 laps to go to get around Castagna. I knew that if something happened, even if it was $4 grand, I might not be able to come back. All I can hope is there's still 4 races left. Anything can happen.
Chris Castagna takes the checkered flag. 4th different winner in 4 different events.
I know. My tire was gone the second caution.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't think I was gonna make it.
All right, Chris, yeah.
Let's celebrate. A victory for Chris Castagna.
I crashed out within 5 laps. It was just really disappointing for myself. I put up my life savings. I've heard stories of some kids coming from $180,000 karting budgets, and they're like, oh yeah, this is nothing, you know. I hear some family members going, $7,500 for crash damage, that's not that bad at all.
The whole point of this series, set people up, make good passes, don't dive bomb people. I have faith in very little people here, because I've seen what happens. It's just not worth it.
We cannot bash each other. It's not a video game, and there's a lot of money on the line. And if we keep on doing this to each other, you know, the guys that are up front that have realized this are gonna keep on walking away.
If you see one of those situations coming up, it's best to just, you know, back off, because you can tell if the guys are gonna crash. I mean, it's so blatantly obvious when you're coming into the corner.
Man, let's be honest, you came in up underneath of 3 cars into turn 1, so let's...
I try and be as straight up as I can. And for you, Liam, I know that you've bumped another guy today. We get sheets from the SCCA after every meeting, and it says, you know, who went off track, who bumped, who, you know, it's on there every time. Your name has been on there for the last 3 times. It's not going to help you here, and it's not going to help you for the rest of your career.
All the drivers remember every turn of every race and every move that someone has ever made. And drivers talk all the time. And there's 2 or 3 guys out here, I'll be honest with you, they have a target on them.
It's nice to be able to go out there and just drive balls to the wall. You can't do that if you really have the eye on the prize.